Hello everybody, this is Cheri at djsundry.blogspot.com, and you might be thinking, what in the world are you going to do with a paper bag? Well, this is going to be a super fun video. I believe that I learned to make this watching AK Caribou here on YouTube, and it's probably been longer than a year ago. I'm guessing maybe even closer to 2 years. I don't know, but it is a paper bag card. Now there may be others on YouTube as well. I don't know. I haven't gone looking. I just think that it's something that she showed a long time ago and I had kind of played with, and it was time for my club to meet for this month's Close to My Heart Club, and I wanted to do some fun and unique kind of out of the box types of cards, and so I thought, hey, let's pull out that old video. But I had to get it ready to teach in a way that would be really simple when teaching a group of people. So I made this little visual guide. I know some of it is off frame, but having this really helped me. So as we go through it, you'll see that I've got some white on here, and then I have some green on here, and all of them have measurements on it so that they could have it to see what to do. What I love about this card is that it has so much real estate on it. So we are going to just jump right in with the template, and I will show you how I made this card. And we're going to make one together. So one of the easier things to remember on this is you can, since it's in two colors, you can use two colors, and that's all laid out to help keep that. So we will look at A1 is solids, and it says the back. So that's going to be for the back of my bag. And it was cut at 4 3/4 by 4 3/4. And that's not it. A1 doesn't fit. A1 does fit. D1 does not. So that's going to go right there. Now on some of the cards that I did, one of the cards that I did, I only put one piece, and so it wasn't necessarily solid. You'll see that there's a lot of versatility in this. But for today's card, we're going to put the solids on the white. So A1 fits right there. Then we have B1, which here tells us it's 4 3/4 by 2 1/2. So it's going to fit right there just perfectly. Then we have C1, which is 4 3/4 by 2 3/4. Now this paper, this is glacier paper, and it coordinates with the Zoe pack, which of course we're going to be using today. It's such a beautiful pack. And then the last one here is D1, which is 4 3/4 square. So now we've already filled up half of our spaces, and now we have fun. So the beautiful thing about the Close to My Heart exclusive papers is that they are two-sided. So this is the Zoe paper, and on one side there's this kind of diamond square pattern, hourglass pattern. Then on the other side there's arrows. And so I've already labeled this, but this is actually D2, which is kind of off the camera down here. Let's see if I can slide it up. And it was 4 3/4 by 2. So this one's going to go here. I know that. This one is B2, which is 4 1/2 by 2 1/4. So that can go there. This is an extra piece that I don't have a whole extra thing. It's just 1/4 of an inch smaller than A1. So this is A2, and it's 4 1/2 inches square. So that's going to go like that. And then this is C2, 4 1/2 by 2 1/2, and it's going to go like that. So I've got them all laid out. Now this is where the fun begins. I could leave it all like this and do make it all be super matchy-matchy, or I could kind of mix it up. So this is C1, which is the bottom front. This is the one where I'm going to be doing my stamping. So I think I want this more subtle one. So I think that one's going to go together just like that and stay like that. But what if I took this one and changed it like that? That would be the inside card, and maybe I'll change the top one like that and then leave the back. So see, now I can just play with it and look at it and see if this is going to work for me. So the first thing that I'm going to do now is I'm going to start adhering these pieces together. So I'm going to start by adhering C1 and C2, just like that. having the template kind of takes all the guesswork out of it, and so I don't have to think about it when I'm putting it together and getting pieces mixed up. It's really easy when you have this many pieces on one card to get them kind of mixed up. So this kind of takes the guesswork out of it, and I apologize, I know that was off the camera. Now this one, actually, I'm going to need to grab an eraser and erase because my writing ended up on the front of that one. So that's done. So those pieces are together. Now we'll move to the top front pieces and put those together. When making your pencil marks, try to make them light so that if you have to erase them, you can, but also so that if you, I try to put them in a place that will be covered so that there's less erasing anyway. So there are those two. Now this one you'll see in one of the other cards that I show you. I have switched this up a little bit and kind of played with it. One of them, and it was a complete accident, but ended up I cut it too small, and so there's actually a border around it. Then on the other one, it's just like this. Okay, so now we have all of our pieces adhered, and what I'm going to do now is kind of just set it aside and pull out my little envelope. And we're going to start making the card. So this is just a standard paper lunch sack. You can get, I don't know, 50 of them for $1 at the dollar store. I don't know what they are at the grocery store or Walmart or somewhere. But what I did, because on all my measurements are based on the fact that this is about a 5-inch wide bag. So then I went through and I cut off so that this is also 5 inches. So I have a 5-inch square. This is the back side. The front side is where the flap is. That's where we're going to work later. We're going to start with the back side because that's easy. And you could decorate and embellish this as much as you want. In my case, I don't really want to decorate the back right now. This one's just because I don't want it to look like a brown bag. That's the only reason I'm doing that. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is show you that this piece is simply an insert for inside. Another thing that I love about this card is you could put a gift. You know, if you were sending maybe a swap or something, you could send some embellishments in there, a candy bar. This one I am actually making for a coworker who picked up a shift on Labor Day to help provide coverage, and so I just wanted to do a little thank you for her for that. So there's that piece. So you can see already we're almost done with our pieces. Now this one is the top front. This was B1 and B2, and that's what I'm going to do next. Because now we are coming to where our flap is. So I'm going to bring the flap back, and I'm going to just kind of eyeball it on top like so. And that's not very straight, so let's try again. See if I can put that in there. Again, I could embellish this if I wanted to, and I may go back and embellishment. Now, I've used really strong tape here. This is like a generic, I guess you would say, score tape that I have, and I've just adhered it down there, and then it will go right down over that flap. So see, I have a little space here that if I wanted to, I could even put a gift card or something in there. I don't plan to, but you could. You could also just tuck in the thank you card and then put your gift in here. So there's a lot of different options. Now this piece is going to go right here. But this is the one that I want to do a little bit of work on. Now, as far as my template goes, I'm all done. And the other 3 cards that I'll show you, I've decorated in different ways. But I decided on this one, I wanted to add another layer because I was afraid that my stamping, this was busy enough that my stamping would get a little bit lost. So we'll set that aside and work on this piece. So I've pulled 2 different stamp sets. The first one is just says thanks, and the second one says for all you do. Now the for all you do is actually part of Just to Say, which was part of the Cricut collection for the Artfully Sent cartridge. So that's what that one is. The second one is this super versatile set, and I'm glad that it was not discontinued this year, because this one is called Finding the Words Occasions, and it is full of sayings that are great for card makers, because it talks about there's so many different things you can do. There's birthday, anniversary, thank you, best wishes, I think congratulations, maybe not congratulations, but just lots of sayings on here that you could really use for your cards. So I'm going to use slate ink because I like it with this blue. But first I want to kind of look at, this is our coral tape, and I kind of wanted to break it up, but I didn't know. I literally was using a little scrap. I think it'll work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my thanks up in that top left hand corner using slate ink. Let's get our stamp all inked up, and you'll see kind of my little secret when I flip this over in a minute. But let's just start by stamping our thanks like so. Very cute. And then for all you do, I think I'm going to stamp in the opposite lower corner. I've never used that stamp before, so I want to be sure I ink it up really well. There we go. Set that aside. And I will clean up those stamps in just a few minutes when the video is done. And now I'm hoping I'll have enough ATG. There you see my secret. It's all some scraps that I had. So this I'm just going to center. Actually, I don't think I am going to center. I'm going to bring it down to the lower portion of the card. And then we'll get our coral shimmer trim, which is a perfect complement to this collection. Now, let's see. I think I'm actually going to go all the way to the edge of the blue, not just to this top piece of blue, just to kind of extend it off a little bit. And it came off relatively smoothly. You'll notice I think I smudged my finger on there. I gave myself lots of extra, which I did not mean to do. Just kind of eyeball that and stick it down there, and then I'll turn it and trim it this way. I find that for me, it's easier to have a little bit of overhang to trim off than to get a perfectly straight trim. It's just what I find. So now, this will be the trick. I think we just might make it with the ATG. Yay! Alrighty. Now this bottom flap was a little bit bigger than some of my others, I think, but that's okay. It still looks cute. So there we have, thanks for all you do. And I think what I'm going to do is write a little note on this one. And I may actually even trim it and move it to the front. I don't know, probably not. And then I'm going to tuck some gum or some candy or something in there just for a little thank you. Now, I pulled out some of our sequins to see. Now, these are older sequins, and I don't believe that they are still available. These are the Coral Reef. But I thought that it might add a little pop to the card and fill in some space. Let me find my little tool here. Which ones? These match so nicely. I kind of wish they were still available for you all to do. I think I'll go with this one and move it kind of down here. White would be pretty as well, I think. And then I think I'll take this one, kind of put it up here, a little bit smaller one, kind of move it right there. And that just gives it a little bit of a finishing touch. So there is this one. Now let me show you a couple of the others that I've done so that you can see how versatile this is and some different things. Now some of these are with the same paper and some of them are with some older fun paper and embellishments that I had. This is another one using the Zoe collection, and I did Happy Birthday. I popped it up on some foam tape, and so now I have room for a birthday. This is perfect for like your nieces and nephews that maybe you have to mail, or someone that you maybe want to send a gift card to, and you can just tuck the gift card in here. You can tuck anything in there. Super fun. This one I have left blank. This is using an old Close to My Heart paper pack, the Skylark. I have noticed that these little resin things, they still have some, or at least they did last time I checked. Now it may have changed, but I added this little resin thing, and you could find them in the Wall Supplies Last. So I don't know how many there are, and they may not still be available, but I thought this was really pretty. What you'll notice is on the back, because this is one of the ones where I didn't double do the double card. And then this card's a tad bit smaller, but I again use coordinating paper. And it goes together so quickly when you use a coordinating paper pack. You don't have to think about the colors matching. Then this one, this was I think the Free to Be Me series. It says Hip Hip Hooray. I've popped it up on some foam. And again, I've made several things. This one says, hope your birthday's as sweet as you. Cute saying. And then the back was interesting because this is actually little, this is from the strip on the bottom. This is the strip that came on the paper on the top. This is the strip on the bottom. And I was trying to kind of piece together paper to make it all have enough. And so that turned out really cute too. So I've got a birthday card here. I've got as soon as I decide what I need this card for, I can stamp a sentiment, and that one's ready to go. Another birthday card and a thank you treat bag. Super easy. Gets a little confusing if you don't organize your paper and think it through, but once the thinking part's done, it goes together really quickly, and you have a fun and kind of unique little treat to give to somebody. So thanks so much for stopping by today, and remember, take some time to enjoy the little things. Have a great day. Bye.